So today I'm going to be doing the KonMari method on my kitchen, and before I sort of start that, as opposed to taking photos like I've done with most other aspects of the KonMari method or aspects of my home that I've done so far, I thought I'd bring you on a before tour and an after tour of what I get through. My kitchen is pretty small. I live in a sort of a 3-bedroom terraced house in Dublin, so it's not a big palatial home at all. Some of you may have seen the kitchen already in some of my previous videos. I hope you actually can see me now. I'm using a new camera, so I'm not entirely sure as to what you guys are seeing because I actually don't get to see what I'm filming with this camera. But I'm going to bring you on a quick tour of my kitchen, and today I'm going to be focusing on sort of delf and cookware and sort of those kind of things, as opposed to food or like linens or like cleaning products. So I'm not going to be looking at those unless of course I fly through everything. I decided, even though I'm doing the KonMari method, I'm just going to use principles from it. I'm not going to take absolutely everything out of every single drawer and press and cupboard and box and put them sort of in one pile. I'm going to go through probably sort of press by press. There's certain things already in my head. I've been kind of like, I know I'm going to be getting rid of that, and I'm going to be doing some reorganization as a result. So it is just after noon now, and I'm probably going to spend between now and until 5 p.m. with a break for sort of lunch doing this, because I have a consultation with clients later at 6, so I need time to get ready and get to that as well. So first up, I'm going to bring you on a quick tour of my kitchen. So let me see, as I said, I'm using a new camera, so give me a little bit of time. Hopefully I won't have to re-record that intro and you actually got to see me. So this is the door into my kitchen from the hallway. Now I haven't cleaned or tidied in preparation of doing this video because I thought that was a little bit pointless, because obviously afterwards I'm going to be cleaning and tidying things away. So this is the dining room, I suppose, portion of our kitchen. One thing I will say to you is I really do not like our kitchen at all. You'll see in a moment why, and I've spoken about this before. Our kitchen, or the workable space, is tiny. That's basically it. That is basically my kitchen, guys. So it is a galley kitchen for all intents and purposes, but to be honest, it's very much a one-sided galley kitchen, as you can see, because that is the workspace there on this side, and the little butcher's block in the middle is something that we purchased and obviously brought in. So one of my reasons for sharing this video with you as well is because I am hoping at some point this year we will actually get to either replace our kitchen or at least update it. So this will count as the before for that as well. So I'm just going to show you through the various presses and cupboards and stuff that I'm going to be looking through and sort of either donating, getting rid of, possibly selling, and that. So we are going to start over here in this sort of like glass cabinet. So in here I keep most, not all, but most of our sort of like good glassware, good china, sort of some of the decanters that we have. There's a picture of me and my daddy on our or on my wedding day, I should say. So you see there, I am, yes, a platinum blonde. So this is some of our glassware, not all. I do have more in other places as well. So these are some wedding gifts as well that we would have received. And then down here, I'm probably not going to be looking at this press today. This is, as you can see, very untidy. They are some of my linens, tablecloths, that sort of thing. In here I have all my sort of like baking dishes and stuff, and I really want to reorganize this. As you can see, a lot of wasted space down there on the bottom. In here are a lot of our wedding gifts that we received, and we are 8 years married this coming summer. Most of these don't get used because they're sort of in this press and we kind of forget about them. They maybe get an outing once a year. Over here, this is kind of what we use for our drinks cabinet. On top there you can see we have some wine and sort of different liqueurs and things like that. In here we have more glasses, some charms. These guys here I actually love. Not so much the pattern, I just love them. We use these at Christmas time for like mulled wine and things, and they've got a lovely jug to match it all. I kind of wish the pattern was a little bit different, but you know, I still love them. And as you can see, down here is pretty empty. That's where we keep our day-to-day wine glasses. They're all in the dishwasher at the moment. Below that is the rest of our drinks and sort of accompaniments. I'm probably not going to go through that today, as I mentioned. So moving on to the kitchen itself. So this drawer up here, that is sort of like our spices and sauces drawer. And below this is our cutlery drawer, which I cannot wait to go through. One, because it's extremely messy, and two, because I hate our cutlery. So I am thinking that we might, it's all mismatched, different sort of like sets that we would have had over the years, some of which I positively hate. So I'm kind of thinking I might sort of put that as one of the things to replace. Below that, here is our sort of our tea and coffee press. Oh, actually, no. Well, it is. Sorry, it is our tea and coffee press, as you can see. But stacked at the very back of these two small little tea units are actually some jugs and sort of other kind of kitchen stuff. So I will be partially going through there as well. And below here I have some more sort of, excuse the complete and utter disgustingness of this drawer, some baking trays and things like that. When I said I didn't tidy, I meant it. Or tidy or clean. So here are sort of like day-to-day mugs, and then we've got like sort of little espresso cups and things on the top there. This newspaper is left over from when we painted our units ourselves, and it sort of got stuck on this particular drawer, so it's pretty bad. One of the many reasons I want to replace this. And here's our day-to-day Delf. Now we don't actually use all of this day-to-day. The top two shelves we do, that's sort of our day-to-day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, all that kind of thing. The two top ones, to be honest, I couldn't tell you when we last used their Delfs. They're like backups, or if we haven't run the dishwasher in a while. And I'm probably going to get rid of a lot of those. I'm sort of on the fence about the black and white plates. Some of them are scratched, and you can possibly see there is one that has a really bad chip at the side there, the second black plate down. So that's probably definitely going to get binned. But yeah, so I'm going to have a think about that as well. And then over here, we've got sort of day-to-day glasses, and Moo up there at the top is where we keep like some of our snacks, like chocolate bars and things like that, out of reach. And behind that, I've got like travel coffee mugs and things like that as well. And this press here is sort of my food mixer, George Foreman. And then at the very bottom, I have like spare kind of like cooking trays, disposable ones and things like that I keep. So gonna probably keep the majority of those things, but I might reorientate them. I'll have to see. This press here, these are like cleaning supplies, and it's kind of ironic. My cleaning press, I will give you a quick sneak peek. I'm not going through it today, but it is so messy. Yes. Even Even I have messy parts of my house. But remember, that's the whole point of doing the KonMari method, is to get very tidy and very organized, and to show you that even I'm human. So again, this is sort of, I suppose, like the kind of odds and ends. It is kind of grouped together in sort of like things, as you can see, but just needs a little bit of a tidy up, and probably to get rid of some of the stuff that we don't use very often. Below, sorry, this is where the cats have their food, so the dog doesn't eat it. We tried to paint this. This had like it's a butcher's block, and it had the groove, the traditional groove that a butcher's block would have, sort of if you were a butcher and there was blood and stuff. But everything just got caught in it. So we filled it, and we tried to paint it, but the product we filled it with is sort of like a gel-like thing. It doesn't take paint very well. But this is one of the things we're definitely going to get rid of when we do our remodel. So the cats eat on it. We don't use it as a functional surface. We have to feed our cats up off the ground, otherwise the dog eats their food. And because it's richer than her food, it can make her ill sometimes. So, down here we have more cookware and bakingware, and I'm really excited. Ooh, the wok's about to fall out. Really excited to kind of clean out and tidy out this press, because to be honest with you, I probably only really use 2 or 3 of these products, and I think that's largely due to the fact of I just hate looking in this drawer. It's really unorganized and badly laid out, so I'm excited to kind of get that reorganized. Here behind this door is our pantry / utility room. Now, I stupidly put the washing machine on before I started doing this, so apologize in advance for the kind of the noise you'll temporarily have in the background when I open this door. And of course, I blew the light this morning, so I can't turn on the inside light. But this is very messy room, is probably a project in and of itself. As you can see there in the corner, there are some sort of kitchenware things there on the ground. I have more spare glasses on top of my dryer here. I've got to go through those. Most of this is kind of like food stuff, so I won't really be tackling that today. But you can see there up on top, I've got some more kind of like kitchen prep utensil things. Some of those I use quite regularly, and it's kind of a pain to get up and down because they're so high up and I'm so short. So I'm going to reorientate those hopefully, and there are some of my mixing bowls. Again, want to make those easier to get at and access. This here is sort of like, this box here is like spare plastics and coffee cups and things like that. So I might see space-wise if I can better organize that. I've got loads of spare pet bowls and things beside that. Then I have the pet food itself in different jars. This thing here is a manual that we have for visitors if they're staying in our house without us. It just shows how to use the various electronics that we have. There's all my cookbooks, spare dishwasher tablets because they don't fit in my messy drawer. And below there, I've got spare knives and kind of a few more kitchen-y things that I will be looking at as well. So you can see, pardon me, even though it's a really small space, I have managed to fit a lot in. Above there, above my fridge and more storage, is sort of boxes of baking paraphernalia. I used to get a sort of a, I think it was like a weekly subscription of this book, or this magazine, Cake Decorating, which I love. And I ran to about 120 catalogs, 120 magazines. I cancelled the subscription because I really just didn't have the time to look at them all and read through and use the stuff. But those, on the left we've got plastic cups and paper plates and stuff, spares. And on the right, the majority of the free stuff that you got with the magazines, some really cool stuff. So I've kept all of that. I will be keeping all of that. I also have like other baking paraphernalia things in there as well. This top drawer here, or press here, that is actually more kind of sauces, jams, relishes, that sort of thing, and some canned goods. will be keeping that. We've got a few kind of odds and ends here, some of which I'll be keeping. I'm sort of thinking I might get rid of this old-fashioned weight thing. I don't know yet. It's always just been a decorative piece. I've never used it functionally. Then here we have sort of like the pen drawer. It's pretty tidy. Probably not much to be done in here. It's already pretty sorted. Oh, this, my handle popped off. It's actually on the floor. It popped off this morning. I haven't had a time to glue it back on. This is one of the processes that definitely will be going through. You can see there. It is organized in the sense that all like products are grouped together, but oh, these actually shouldn't be in here. I just want to reorganize that and sort of get rid of maybe a couple of things. And then below here I've got my pots and pans and graters and things. So again, we'll sort of go through that, reorganize it a little bit, make it a little bit neater. And then finally, above my fridge, I have one last space. Again, I'm very excited to go through that space. Those are sort of a mixture of kind of like party platter plates and bowls, and sort of like more unusual ice cube trays, and that, to be honest, a lot of which we do not use and have never really used. So I am going to go through those, repurpose or donate or whatever, and possibly reuse the space for something else. So that's pretty much all of the spaces. This white unit here is actually what I have been tidying things into that I found elsewhere in the house when we've been doing sort of other aspects of the KonMari method. So up here I've got all of my napkins. Then I have my various different napkin rings that I have, and actually it's funny because I forgot I had boat sets. These are just little gold ones. These are little pink heart-shaped ones, and these are fancy smancy silver ones. I'd actually forgotten I had these two sets, so it was fun to find those. Then I have just my tea towels. I don't have a great quantity. This is pretty much it, and probably whatever one or two are out and one or two that are in the wash, because I actually did sort of KonMari them already. I don't love these tea towels, but they were the best of what I had left over that I was prepared to hold on to. And what have we here? Oh, these are our placemats. So I actually got rid of a massive quantity of our placemats already. As I said, I was kind of KonMariing some. I don't love these placemats, but I need placemats for our table, so I'm going to hold on to these until such time as I find ones I do like. And below that are Christmas ones. I've actually realized I have a lot of Christmas kind of like Delft tablecloths, napkins, and sort of those kind of extra things that I don't actually put up in the attic with the Christmas boxes, and I think going forward I am going to. This is a drawer full of candles, birthday candles, dinner candles, and some oils as well. And below that, oh, I knew that was going to happen. That has been like that for ages and I've been meaning to glue it. Below that are all my tea lights. And the final drawer is actually just like a mess drawer. It's where I've put everything I haven't found a spot for just yet, or if I need my husband to go through it. So that basically, very briefly, is the kitchen. It's what I'm going to be going through. I'm actually going to make a start with the Delft, the kitchen Delft. So the stuff in the press just here. And then those wedding presents that I showed you, because some of that is good Delft, and I'm going to swap those around hopefully. So I'll make a start on that, and I will check back in with you guys in a few more minutes.